Out of Depression into a Smile by Alex Hafner. Chapter 1. Why? The night was cold like the freezing Antarctica, frostbites waiting for their next victim. But the house was warm like the yellow campfire. People walking outside might have been able to feel the warm heat from inside the warm houses. The sounds outside were the winds whistling through the air, smelled like ice covering the streets. Inside Damon's house, the smell of warm fireplace burning filled the air. There were sounds of Damon's sound machine, making Damon fall asleep. Even though the house was warm, it felt cold again when Damon's mom told him to hide in the closet. He could see the fear in her face as her eyes were big and her eyebrows squished together, shaping like two steep hills. Damon was confused. Why? Why hide when I can go to bed and be in my warm bed? Warm like the sun beating on his smooth face. His mom pushed Damon into the closet and told him to be very quiet. She used the analogy of playing the quiet game. Damon liked games, especially the ones he could win. Damon could just see the bathroom because the blinds on the closet door were broken. The blinds broke because that day he had thrown a toy truck at it, pretending he was a big giant terrorizing the streets. With the broken blinds, Damon could see his dad walking with a gun in his dad's hand. The gun looked like one of his toy figures. Damon could suddenly feel his heart begin to beat more and more. His dad went into the bathroom, but didn't shut the door. He thought he saw his dad again, but he wasn't Dad. Damon thought one of Dad's friends came over. But why in the middle of the night? He was a young man that was tall and had a mustache, curled like a screw. He knew that he was not Dad, so he went deeper into the closet, sinking like he was sinking into quicksand. He sat in the closet, waiting for something to happen. Bang! Damon shook and covered his ears, but he could still hear his mom yelling in horror, crying, "Wake up! Wake up!" like a thunder just hit the house. Then again the gun shot, roared like a lion claiming his land. Bang! Then again he could hear another body fall to the ground, like an apple falling from a tree. A tear fell down his face. Damon could hear the man going through his parents' stuff. Through the time, he fell asleep like a bear hibernating. He woke up to the sun shining in from the bathroom window that was broken, shattered into pieces, like his heart went as soon as he remembered what happened. He rushed out of the closet. As he started to open the closet door, he got a whiff of death. His heart sank like a boat. He prayed to God that was the tall man. As he could see more of the room, he saw blood. He followed the trail leading to Depression. More and more blood as he walked more. As he turned the corner, his eyes were flooded with water. Damon saw his parents laying on the floor together, holding hands. Damon fell to the ground. Why? Why did this have to happen? Damon said, screaming in horror and depression. Damon saw his mom's face frozen. He thought of the good times. His mom tucked him in, her smile, when his mom would play games, and his dad. Well, his dad taught him how to be a man. Now he won't have any of them. No more smiles, no more laughs. He sat there in tears. He tried to appreciate the good times they had together. Chapter 2. Depression. I remember living in an adoption home. It was okay. I didn't stay there long because I was always depressed, sitting in my room, hoping God would change the past, hoping my parents would come back to me. The kids at school would feel sorry for me, like I was a dog, whimpering. I'd say to them, "Is that what you think of me, a dog?" The kids run away from me. There was one kid who tried to talk to me. His name was Bruce. His parents were killed too. But somehow, he still keeps his feelings together. How do you keep it together? I asked. Bruce answered, I just try to think of the good things that happened. You come from a rich family. You have money. You could just buy your depression away. Bruce was confused. You come from a rich family too. You have money like me, Bruce replied. Yeah, but I sure don't feel rich. See, you get invited to every party in town. Girls like you. Me? Kids run away. Instead of day, it's night. Damien's mind went back to reality, to the dark mansion, where he stood in front, looking at the house, wondering if he should claim what his parents inherited from his parents. Thinking of the screams, wondering if they would laugh at him, saying, "Go back, go back, go back to where you belong." As he opened the door, he got a whiff of death, remembering the exact moment he opened that closet door on that cold night. He walked through the lobby where he could see his dusty red carpet, bloodstains where his parents were dragged out to get to the ambulance. It was hard for Damien to go back to the mansion again, especially after what happened. He then walked up the stairs. As every footstep he took, the stairs screamed at him. As he then turned the corner, he saw his closet door still broken, waiting for him to get back inside that little closet and hide in there, get away from all his problems, hoping they would all just disappear in thin air. His parents would come back to him and we'd have some real joy again. Dust everywhere covered the room, probably from the window that was still broken, just like his heart. He walked into the bathroom, lines of caution tape all over the place. It looked like that one game that you can't touch the lasers and you have to get to the other side without touching them. Damien did just that. As he got to the end, he saw chalk outlines of dead body marks. He fell to the ground, still wondering, why? Why, out of all the people in the world, it had to be me? He sat there. He thought about the emotions and how he could be a better man. Instead of being a person who wouldn't get married, have no children, and just be depressed his whole life. He wanted to have a change in his life. He wanted to do something that his parents would want him to do. Damien sat there for a while, crying, thinking, and more thinking. Soon, Damien drifted to a deep sleep. His dream was very weird. He dreamed that he was in a suit. He was on top of a building, holding a man. The man was crying, I'm sorry, I did it for a reason. Damien in his dream was stopping crying, helping others. In the end of his dream, his parents were standing there, smiling, as they were crying, saying, well done. Damien woke up that morning, confused, but knew exactly what he was going to do. He has all this money. He had to do something with it. He thought to himself, I have to do something to stop these children to not be like me and be depressed. That morning, he ordered a cleanup crew and a bunch of workers to start making an underground tunnel under his house, and ordered a bunch of equipment. Why, you ask? Well, Damien is going to do something that's going to change his town and home. Most important, he's going to smile again. Chapter 3. The beginning. Damien stood there, looking at the house once again. He didn't know what to feel at this point, but he knew it had to be done. He opened the door. The door swung open so smooth, it was like it was new. The floor was clean. No blood stains were there. It sparkled like the stars in the midnight sky. The stairs carpet was so red, it reminded him of a red, juicy popsicle stick. He then turned the corner to the library part of the mansion. There stood a desk, new as it could be. But it wasn't. Actually, it was older than his dad. His dad's dad made it for him. But of course, nowadays, people did work in tall buildings with so much windows you can't even count. He sat there, a red and black colored phone with with a symbol on it. He lifted the whole phone stand up, and there lied a green button that he then pushed. Psh! A bookshelf moved from its place. A tunnel stood there. It was dark, but Damien thought it was cool. He started walking through the tunnel. The tunnel wasn't that long, but at the end was an elevator. He walked into it, pushed a red button, and he went into the darkness. Oh man, only if Bruce was here. I wonder what he's up to these days. I heard he left town. I don't know why. Light then towered my face as I watched a bunch of robots doing their thing. I thought to myself, all my life I've been playing superheroes, and now I am one. Damien then got to the end of the walk. Damien got to the end and walked to a display case, where there stood a mask and a suit with a symbol. The symbol was a dark D. The reason why it was dark was because of his past. The D stand for demon, because demon is close to Damon. He looked around and saw another display case with all sorts of gadgets and more. Damien then walked into a computer that had a police radio next to it. He then hoped for a call. He sat there waiting and waiting. He got bored, so he whipped out a TV screen and watched the news. It was the normal thing that went on about weather and stocks. Damien drifted to sleep. We have some breaking news. Damien shot up out of his seat and stood up. A man is on his 6th straight kill today. Households, please stay inside or you may be the only unlucky one. Here's a picture of him now. Damien looked at the face. It was familiar. He was tall. His mustache pointed like a screw. Damien in his mind went back to the same moment in time where there was a man stood in his bedroom. Damien sprinted towards his suit and put it on his body. He then listened to the radio. Over, we spot the man on top of the big building at Cocoa Street. Over. Damien rushed out of the cave and into the city. Damien jumped from building to building, trying to find Cocoa Street. Every house he jumped on made a thunder noise, making way for Demon. Demon, got to the building. There, the man stood on the rail, looking at the police cars down the street. Hey! Demon shouted at the pointy mustache guy. Who are you supposed to be? Batman? The guy shouted back. No, I'm Demon. Demon ran after the man. The man shot out a few rounds of bullets at Demon. But Demon's suit is bulletproof, so that was no match for Demon. Demon did a 360 flip and kicked the gun out of the guy's hand, launching the gun down the building into the police cars. What do you want from me? The man cried. You gonna kill me? Do you remember the night you killed 2 rich people 8 years ago? Demon commanded. Yes, the man cried. Well, let's just say they had a son, and he saw the whole thing. You scarred his life for good. The boy couldn't sleep at night because he's thinking of that moment all day, all night. He was depressed. He had no friends and lived in a childhood thinking of the exact moment he went out of the closet, hoping you were the dead one. Demon cried. You're that boy, aren't you? The man said in a concerned face. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I did it for a reason, and I hope you can forgive me. My daughter had cancer, and I lost my job due to where I lived. She was gonna die if she didn't have the treatments. So I did what I had to do. I'm sorry I killed them. I killed them because I did it out of anger. Every day I walked by your mansion and hoping I would have a home for my child like you did. But now I realize what I did wrong. Please don't kill me. Damon took the man and hung him over the rail. The man said, Don't kill others just because you're in hatred. Damon checked himself. The man's right. Oh man, if I do this, I'll become the man I hate. Damon put the man down and gave him to the police. Damon then rushed off and got home without saying a word. The man was right. I probably shouldn't do what I wanted to do. I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive him. But in the future, I think I will. I'm not sure. I'm sure I will understand someday. But for now, I'm just gonna fight crime and do good. Over. We have a bank robbery in the city bank. Over. Aw, man, I just got back. Damon took off for the city once again to stop crime and most of all, save lives and care for the people of the city. Hey, maybe someday, Demon, might just be like Superman.